Words of the Spirit 10:4-24. Storms and more storms. I speak unto you this day, and I ask you, are you ready for the storms and more storms that are coming? There are storms that I am sending in these times to wake people up to the reality of what is happening rather than leaving them in their slumber. When storms hit, many people are totally unprepared because they do not think such things could ever befall them, and so they do not make preparation for such storms. When the storms hit them, they lose everything, then wonder why. Had they been somewhat prepared, they could have managed to survive on a better level. You are living in times when I, the living God, am allowing the storms to rage against the just and the unjust. However, those who are right with me will be forewarned, and I will give them knowledge as to what they are to do and to expect. Those who are unjust will face the storms and the miseries of the same totally unprepared. There are in life many storms that will face people, and those who have hold of me and are walking under the guidance of my Spirit will not be taken in the ravages of the storms and utterly devastated and destroyed. Rather, they will be uplifted and enabled to come forth ever made glad that they can serve me with rejoicing and the giving of thanks and praise. Be aware that I do not intend for my people to be caught unable to cope with the circumstances that the storms will bring. This is because I send my Spirit to be with those who will come under the storms and to guide them under the wings of protection that I provide. Did not my Son speak to the Jews of old and ask them why they refused to be gathered under the covering of divine protection? The protection for my people is ever available, and when they hear the call of my Spirit, they are not meant to run wildly and be devastated by the storms. No, they are to come running, as when the mother hen senses the storms and calls to her chicks to come under her wings, and they come running. So it is meant to be even now that those who are mine are meant to come running to be under the covering of divine protection and be kept in me. When you see those who have chosen to trust in the arm of flesh, those things can be swept away in an instant, and all that they have put their confidence in can end as heaps of useless rubble. There are many who grow more defiant as such things hit them, and boldly declare that they will build bigger and better than ever. These are the ones who have monies to cover such remarks, and therefore they learn nothing from the storms, as they are rebellious and arrogant about the calamity they have gone through. So they rebuild in rebellion, and they are left in the emptiness of their pride, only to have the same thing happen to them again and again. I do not call people to live in defiance and rebellion against me, and when there are storms that hit them, I want them to humble themselves and seek my face and my counsel, which I give freely. However, many people in these times have grown so independent of me that they imagine that they can do what they want when they want, as they are strong. The reality is that they are only strong in their pride and vain conceit because they are listening to demons who are feeding them with delusions. What they fail to realize is that pride is a blinder, and that the same demons who are feeding their pride are the same demons who will destroy them. Those who are trusting in the arm of flesh are, of course, deluded, and they love it so because they have chosen for darkness rather than light. They look to flesh as their source, their help, and their refuge. Those who are self-reliant are basically deceived by their own imaginations as to how great they are and what they can do. However, in the end of it all, they will find themselves cursed because they look to carnality rather than looking to me. Know of a surety that I do not want them there. They choose such a course because they love to imagine their own greatness and despise my covering of divine protection. They would rather take refuge in lies above the truth, for they are under the demonic covering of lies and liars. Be aware that those who are looking to the world are looking to falsehoods and delusions, and they love it so because they are deceived and wanting to remain in their far-out deceptions rather than face reality. Know that such as these are totally unprepared for the storms that hit. These are times when multitudes have chosen to believe in liars and their lies and have lived in the fog of drunkenness and are literally drugged up to function. I do not want my people to imagine that the world's way has a shelter for them. All that they will gain from dependency upon the arm of flesh is weakness and dependency on lies and liars. I do not want you to think that the same is your refuge. It is not. I alone am the shelter that my people need, and as they are willing to hear the call and run into me, they will be kept under the covering of divine protection. Do not be as the foolish who are ever full of accusation and abomination because they are ruled by pride. Be willing to humble yourselves daily and seek your counsel of me, that you will be able to come through the storms and more storms. In the current political storms, do not close your eyes and hope it passes over. Rather, seek me and be prepared by obeying the divine counsel my spirit gives.